Good morning. This is math lesson 110 for Wednesday, April 22nd. Our first problem is number 1, 240 divided by 60. Let me get it written down here. All right, so the easy way to do this is to kind of just cross out those zeros and go 24 divided by 6. So we know that 24 divided by 6 equals what? 6, 12, 18, 24. So I'll let you figure that one out on your own. All right, again, if I'm going too fast, just pause the video to write down your answers. I'm going to try and get through this video in just a few minutes, so it will go fast. Number 2, 1,240 divided by 10. And if you remember last week, the easy way is just to move your decimal over, and this becomes your remainder. Since this is 0, we won't have a remainder, so we can just cross that out. So our answer is, all right, I'll let you figure that one out too, and we'll just keep moving. Number 3, 434 divided by 40. Now this one is a little trickier because we can't just drop those zeros or anything. So let's put it in a long division form and work through it that way. So we know that 40 goes into 43 one time. So we'll put our 1 above that 3, and we put 40 down here. We'll subtract. We have 3 left over. 43 minus 40 is 3. We'll bring down our 4. Can 40 go into 34? No, it can't. So we'll go ahead and put a 0. But then we're going to have a remainder. This number down here is our remainder. So I'll let you finish writing that. I don't want to give you all the answers. And then we'll go ahead and move to number 4. So while you're writing that down, I'll get number 4 brought up and written down. Number 4 is 259 divided by 50. All right, now we know that 50 can't go into 25. It can go into 250, so we can go 50, do tallies marks, 50, 100, 150, 200, 250. So we know that 50 goes into 250 5 times. And it is 250, so we'll subtract. And 259 minus 50 is 9. So we'll have a remainder of 9. So I'll let you finish writing that down. And again, if you put this in the answer bar and it marks you wrong because of labeling, I look at every assignment, or Mrs. Jarvis looks at every assignment, so you don't need to worry about that. We'll make sure that we're getting that corrected. All right. So that was number 4. Let's move to number 5. 625 jelly beans are divided among 30 people evenly. There are some jelly beans left over. How many jelly beans are left over? So we have to divide these by 30 people. So I know that 30 goes into 62. How many times? So I go 30, 60. So that's 2 times 60. We'll subtract. 62 minus 60 is 2. Bring down our 5. 30 can't go into 25, right? So we'll put a 0 above our 5. And then, so each person will get 20 jelly beans, and we'll have a remainder of how many jelly beans? This number down here. It's a bad circle. So when the question on number 5 says how many jelly beans are left over, that's our remainder. So you can just write that number. 25 jelly beans will be left over. All right, number 6. When the sum of 3 and 4 subtracted, so the sum, so we're going to go 3 plus 4, is subtracted from the product. So if we're doing a product, that's a multiplication of 3 and 4. So 3 times 4 And it wants to know the difference between these two. So once we get our answers, we'll subtract. So we know that 3 times 4 is 12, and 3 plus 4 is 7. So now you'll go 12 minus 7 to get your answer. I think you can figure that one out on your own. You got this. All right, go ahead and pause it if you need to. We'll go ahead and move to number 7. 4/9 of 513 fans cheered when the touchdown was scored. How many fans cheered? So let me read that again. 4/9 of the 513 fans cheered when the touchdown was scored. How many fans cheered? So we will divide this number by our denominator. First, this is a multiple step problem. So let's go 513 divided by 9. So 9 into 51 will be 5 times 9 is 45. I'll subtract, we get 9, we bring down our 3. 9 into 93 is 10. Oh, I did that wrong. Let's not do that. Because should have been 6 and 3. So 9 into 63 is 7. So it'll be 63, and we have nothing left over. So that is 1/9. So now we need to take that number we've got, 57, and times it by our numerator to figure out how many people there were. So let's go 57 times 4. All right, so I know that 4 times 7 is 28. So I write my 8, carry my 2. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 2. So I know that how many people cheered right there. So you can go ahead and figure that out. If you can do 57 times 4, it'll tell you how many people cheered. All right, we are whipping right through these. We are already to number 8. The chance of winning the jackpot is 1%. Which is more likely, winning or not winning? So if we have 100% total, and you're 1% likely to win, not winning is the rest that is there. So that would be 100 minus 1%, which leaves us with, let me do my labels, 99%. So what is more likely, that you'll win at 1% or that you won't win at 99%? All right, number 9. Kia bought 3 scarves for $2.75 each. I'm going to write that down. So they're $2.75 each, and she bought 3 of them. The tax was 58 cents. So let's start here and figure out how much she paid for scarves. So 3 times 5 is 15, carry our 1. 3 times 7 is 21, plus 1 is 2, carry our 2. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. So she paid $8.25. The tax was 58 cents. So let's add that on there. All right, so 5 plus 8 is 13. Carry our 1. 5 plus 2 is 7, plus 1 is 8. Put our decimal and bring down our 8. So Kia spent $8.83. Now she paid with a $10 bill. How much change did she receive? So we'll go $10 minus $8.83 to figure out how much change she received. So you'll have to borrow. Now I do my borrowing a little bit differently, and I'll help you set it up the way I do it because I think it's easier in my head. So we'll have to borrow to make 10. So this becomes 9. Instead of crossing out this and going over here to make it 0 and a 9, I just cross out the whole thing and go down to 9. So I know that 10 minus 3 is 9 minus 8 is, and then 9 minus 8 again. So I'll let you finish that one to figure out how much change she got. All right, go ahead and pause the video while you finish that, and I'll get set up for number 10. Oh, I wrote $10 instead of number 10. What is the square root of 49 multiplied by the square root of 49? So what times itself equals 49? Well, I like to use the process of elimination if I can't think of it right off the top of my head. So I know that 5 times 5 is 25. Well, that's too low, so I need to go up. 6 times 6 is 36. Still too low. Let's keep going up. 7 times 7 is 49. So we figured out that our square root of 49 is 7. So now we have the same over here. So it's 7 times 7. And so what is 7 times 7? Well, it brings us right back to our square root, or if this is squared. So that will give you your answer. What's 7 times 7? All right, go ahead and put your answers into the worksheet, the Google form on Google Classroom. Make sure you press submit at the bottom. If you have any questions, please email me or write me a message. Otherwise, I will see you soon on our next video. I hope you're doing well and that everybody in your family is happy and healthy and enjoying this warm weather. I'll talk to you soon.